That was quite a simple bomb. It's basically just the usual. It's break out a little bit. Let's take a closer look. As you can see on the liquid metal, it was on standing position. We usually not recommending that one for years, especially with the newer model. So if you bought a new PS4 in the last year, they tend to be less liquid metal from the factory on the CPU. So we strongly recommend to take a maintenance, fill it up a little bit, and you don't have an issue. Otherwise, you're gonna have a dry spot, and yeah, it's gonna be a mainboard repair, very expensive one. All right, so let's see that HDMI port. And this is the original one, never replaced before. It's less than a year old actually. It's just they know because of physical damage. They couldn't do anything about the warranty, and yeah, so we have to deal with this. It's okay. Keep the company alive. Now let's see if it's any pin. Oh yeah. As you can see, the whole thing is moving. It's that one what we call core joint. Now as you can see on the big holders, that one is not damaged. It has some crack flux on there, but don't worry about that one. That one's from the temperature where it was cooled down after soldering in the factory. Nope, this is, it's just they pushed in and all the soldering is just cracked. So we put some extra flux there. We start heating up. Now when you taking off the old one, you can use 500 Celsius easily. Obviously, we're not gonna save this HDMI connector, so we're just gonna go with it. Let me speed up a little bit. So 500 Celsius, 120 liter per parts. We're using this quick station for 6 years now. No trouble. It's really, I mean, more expensive than a Chinese thingy, but whenever I booked Chinese, I should say that one, Wonder soldering station, it's usually broke down in 3 months. So I strongly recommend to spend a little bit more. Okay, now obviously when we heat up, the soldering gonna be resolder. I'm pretty sure in many repair service actually they happy with that one, they give back the customers. We do not. Okay, so we just take it off. A new HDMI port is cost 5 quid if you're lucky, or 3 quid if you get a good one. I have a story about that one. We got a 10 pack from One Click. So it's a bigger seller in the UK, One Click component, and from the 10, none of them was perfect. None of them. So I went through and without heating up, actually, I started to check. You just plug the HDMI breakout into the HDMI port, and we started checking the continuity, and it was not there on the pins, not all of them. It always was some of them missing. So anyway, I ordered a new set from another seller, and we installed those. But you know, when you replace 3 times and it's still not working, you get the feeling it's something wrong. You start doubting yourself. Maybe I made some mistake. Maybe I overheated, or I don't know. But no, sometimes you just get a bad series of HDMI ports. Okay, here I had a little extra melt because I wasn't really happy how it looks like on the side. It wasn't enough soldering there. It's making it a little bit stronger. That's it. A little flux. You can use that solder paste. Just push there. When it heat up, it's gonna melt. When it's melt, it's gonna join together points. Quite easy. You don't have to worry about it. Alright, I always make a little check after that. If it's all the pins are good, then yeah, sorry, I'm just jumping a little bit. Then basically we're good. We clean up a little bit. Obviously, if you have extra melted solder, that's not really good if you're going anywhere, so just clean it up nicely. I tested and it was working fine. Now this HDMI port, you can see on the numbers, this was starting the number 240903, so it's quite a fresh series. When I had this problem with the HDMI port, it's quite funny actually. All of them was in early 23. I don't remember what was it, but I just bought them as a fresh, and this was already 1 year old HDMI ports. Maybe they just expired. I don't know. It's very funny. Anyhow, quickly, this will start working. After the test, it's best immediately. Just drying up. Okay, really should. Okay, now this one, this is a second PlayStation 5. It's quite funny. It was in the shop a year ago, and I did some repair on it, and yeah, really, it was working. I know it's quite ugly, but it was working for a year, yeah? So, excuse me for the mess. That was good enough. Unfortunately, it's break down a little bit, some of the pins. So what we're gonna do is, it's really ugly, really. I know I did it, but you know, when you try to remember, it looks better. Memories always looks better, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna heat it up and see what's going on. We had some ripped pads on this one. I think 4. At that time I wasn't that good, be honest, with the PS5 HDMI traces, and this gave me a lot of headache, but it was working. So anyway, we heat it up, we take it off. As you can see, we have these tiny extensions here, which is all coming off now, obviously, with the tiny capacitor. Yeah, it's always fun to see. Oh, it looks ugly. Anyhow, I think I used a different flux that time, and I didn't clean up, you know, basic things what I do now. But yeah, when you heat it up to 500 Celsius, it became a glue, or I don't know, it's a blob. I don't know the right word, so it's ugly. Anyhow, we clean it up a little bit. Now, as Rodolfo said, only watch my hand. Here is the little capacitor. Obviously standing up. It's always funny. If you try to put back this tiny capacitors on the PS5, they always standing up on one side. They should be facing down. It's have two ends. Both of them is soldered. It should be staying down, but nope. It's always like the Eiffel Tower. Yep, going up. It's very funny. Anyhow, let's go. I try to lay it down. Give me a second. Yeah, you would think so, yeah? It's okay. Shaky hands. So, but you would think it's you put it there. Nice and easy. The board is hot. I could left some flux, but I forgot. So it should stay down. Stay. What do you think is gonna stay? All right, let's see. Nice and shiny. Okay, so we have 4 pads missing. The first one, obviously you need that one, otherwise the HDMI is not detected. Second one, that one is basically for the capacitor to recognize. Third one, it's a big round, not easy to solder, taking away the heat very quickly. Fourth one, signal. If you want picture, you need that one. So they are quite important, you know. All right, let's see what we can do. What will I do? To be honest, I don't have time to upload videos for a whole month. It was a crazy time. And we tried to catch up with a few things. And I don't even remember what I have done. So I'm watching my record with you and I try to remember things. All right, so I'm wasting my time. Oops, let's see. Okay, so again, you try to clean up a little bit. And you see that one? There is the capacitor. It was heat up with 500 Celsius. And it's gone. Up, there, I saw that. It was on the earbuds. But it's gone. Anyhow, let's clean up a little bit and see what we can do. Alright, so flash flux, a little solder placed on the capacitor lugs. So we have some chance to put on a nice new capacitor. We just put it there. You don't have to be exact. If it's too much, you can take it off after with a solder iron. It's quite easy. It's a low melt one, so you know, make things a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay, let's go up a little bit. We place the capacitor and we start heating up. Now, as you can see, oops. Okay, so start heating up, and here we go. It's nicely, look. Just give a little push. I know, many people say I'm using too much flux. but it's always to use more flux than not enough, yeah? Never enough flux. All right, so 500 Celsius, 120 liter. The only thing, it's much easier to heat up when the HDMI port is there, because that one is a big metal mass. It's taking on the heat and is delivering to all the connections. You see, this is what I'm talking about. If you fight with a tiny little capacitor, which is 4 times smaller than a piece of rice, it's annoying. I used to work without microscope, even just a couple of years ago, but my eyes was better then. Now, no, definitely not this. All right, so what I do is everybody do it different ways. Somebody put first down the new traces, and after push down the HDMI port. I don't have lucky with that. Okay, so I tried, I failed. I tried again, failed, tried a couple of times, and what I do now, I first put down the HDMI port, and after I just connect them together with the new legs. Again, this HDMI port is made in 24 or 9 or 3, and it's worked perfectly. So if you have a trouble with your HDMI ports and everything looks fine, actually all the legs are alright, try another one, different series. And if that one is working, just trash out all the bad dates. It's all the same. Alright, so I tested all the other legs, they looks good. So now we just have to fix this fault. Okay, so let's see what we do. I cut a little piece of wire with 0.2 millimeter. I heat up a little bit with signal. You can work very easily. It's easy to heat up. So these two should be all right. They don't need more. I mean, I'm using 450 Celsius here. It's doing the job. Now, if you have a very, very small gap, you can use some solder, but usually it's not enough. Many times you have to use a little piece of wire, yeah, like this. And if you say you can't do this because your hand is shaking, watch me. It's okay. When you think it's soldered, always try to move very, very slightly. Okay? Even when you think it's soldered, not always. Okay. Funny story about this HDMI port. It's needed for children who had difficulties, and basically PS5 is very important for him, and his father request was if I can do as quick as possible, then he really could appreciate it. So we did the whole job in 1 hour, and we delivered to their place. He's an old customer. He really needed it. I was 1 hour from closing time, so you know, everybody deserves one. Yeah. Okay, let's see the second one. Now I try it again with the little wire. With the capacitors, it's not easy. It's very hard to move there, and very easy to connect up the capacitors with another leg. Or if you have too much solder on your iron, you can easily connect two legs together. That's okay. It's happening, not a problem. If you see it, try to fix it. If you can't, just warm it up, take it off, and start again. It's happened with me. An extra 10 minutes. So it's not worth to, you know, be angry or something. Or give up. Never give up. If you made a mistake, own it. And if you have a good microscope, zoom it. You see, it's much easier to see this way. Now, probably this is the point where I should have cleaned up a little bit and use a fresh flux, but I'm not that guy. Okay, so next wire is coming. We have to connect the capacitor on the other side. Oh, it's not the 0.2 millimeter. Is this trace is actually what you can get to repair this HDMI ports. It's from Ralink or something like that. You get 100. Most of them is falling apart, but you know, every fifth one is working fine. Yep, that one is getting to the between the two legs. Best place, darling. I hope you are comfortable there. You see? Yep. No way I'm gonna get this out. No way. Why can I? Oh, that looks really bad. Now, it looks like I'm using some very bad tweezer. This is a Weller tweezer with 0.2 millimeter, 0.3 millimeter tip. It's very pointy. Okay, so when that one is struggling there, you know that's a tiny bit. That's okay. That's okay. Sorry, I fast forward a little bit. It's painful to see. Even when I know it's at the end. Oh, Jesus. It's not getting between the legs, yeah? No. Okay. So I know it solved that out. And it doesn't take too much time, but it's painful to see. So whenever if you're working in a shop and it's not working at the first time, don't worry. If I can live and, you know, my customers are coming back, and not because I'm always messed up, but because it's working for years. Ooh, that's an ugly piece of something. Let's clean that up. Take off the extra, clean up a little bit. Okay. Now, the good the bad, and the ugly. I believe you know what I mean about the title. It doesn't look too good at this point. We have to remove some excess. But at least that leg is good. Okay. We have some excess here. We have some excess there. We tidy up nicely. And look, it's much better. All right. Good. Okay. Fast forward a little bit. Yeah. The tiny piece of metal between the legs, yeah? Everybody favorite. Especially if using alcohol and not flux. In that case, the soldier paste is gonna be cooled down immediately as you released with soldier iron. And this is how it looks like. It's like going with an icebreaker. Yeah, not a good idea. Okay. It's... What is the right word? Disaster. That's the right one, yeah? Let's clean up. Oops. Yep, here we go. Okay, new strategy. First, I'm gonna put something there, connect them up, and after put the tiny capacitor. Let's see. Okay, wow. You see, that's bold. That's a massive, yeah, maybe too much. Too much soldier paste, isn't it? You agree with me? That was massive. Now I want to see, when we put up those, every YouTuber, we try to get the perfect job. We try to get when everything is going smooth. Sometimes we get cut out half an hour. You know, I could cut out what I did before, but it's important. And you see, if you try to do something like this, it's not always easy. If it's just was a cold soldering, like the previous HDMI port, it's a quick box, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't. I mean, you can. You try to ask more money if it's a bigger mass, obviously. But be honest, what I found is when you get a PS5, you don't know what is inside. We tell them the same things every time. 89 quid. If I have to work 10 minutes on that one, that's okay. It's half of them, it's an easy job. If I have to work an hour, because we have very pads and everything, I ask the same money. And very, very rare when somebody really messed up the pins. I mean, it's all, it's crossing together it looks like I don't know, California after hurricane. You know, it's really messed up, and everything is shorted, and I have to replace the HDMI chip or anything. That case, I asking some extra money because, but that case, you know, I already replaced the HDMI port. I can see is no picture. Everything is good until that point. We give a call to the customer. Look, we also have to work on the main board. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have to replace filter, HDMI chip, whatever. But it's gonna cost more. We have a limit. Probably you have a limit. If you have a limit, tell me now, and we can stop there. But it's gonna be a little bit longer. All right. So let's see. So first I'm do the wiring for the legs. Now this looks much better. You see, it's a nice, strong connection. Also flexible. If they put that HDMI cable in and out, it's not gonna be any problem. All right, we fix the other two. Three. Clean it up. Take off the excess. We have to fix the last one. And that one came off again. It's happening. The problem is if this ripped legs is next to each other, when you start working on one, yeah, sometimes causing an issue. All right, let's take off the excess and put there the capacitor, heat it up. And that's it. It was a 45 minutes, but it was a good one. So, look, what can I say? If you have issues, if you facing difficulties, not everything looks like what you have seen on YouTube channels. Don't give up. First of all, try to find other YouTube channels. Maybe somebody tell you the, you know, little secrets or what to do when something went wrong. What I can tell, don't give up. Try it again. Try to ask for help. Okay, many of us will. And if you know, another shop and everything, you can talk with them. This is how I learned everything I know. When I was 14, and I got my first computer. I mean, real computer, real PC. It never worked more than a month. It spent more time in the service than with me. Be honest, it's like, you know, like a Jaguar. It was awful as a computer, but it was perfect when you wanted to learn something. It had bad hard drives, bad main boards, bad power supply, everything what you can imagine. And the funny things is I had a really good relationship with the shop, and at the end I spent more time there, especially in the summertime when I spend anywhere else. And I actually made more money when I was 15 years old than some of the engineers in summertime. Obviously, in school time, I didn't spend that much time there, but I pushed them 8-10 hours per week. And it was fun. So if you're learning this, try to get to a local shop. Probably they're not gonna pay for you. Don't expect. Okay, sometimes people coming to us and they want to get experience and they want payment. Be honest, when I don't have time, I just send them away. When I have time, yeah, you can come. I'm not gonna pay you. And be honest, happy, I'm not asking any money, because when you start in a place like that, you need a lot of time to learn things, and you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. And when you make mistakes, that costs the company money. They're not gonna ask you to, oof, you messed up that PS5. Yeah, we have to buy a new mainboard for the customer, and yeah, that's gonna be £290. If you can't pay tomorrow or today, we check card is accepted. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so they're not gonna bother you, but exchange, don't expect you get any money at the front. They're gonna offer you when you get good enough, when you make profit actually for the company and not wasting their time. They're gonna offer you money, and they're gonna offer you a nice place. We had so many young who came to our shop, and after a month, they came every day. After a month, they started to make money. We had a month, basically a second month, when they started to, how do you mean, make so made more money than what they lost. And but after third month, when they went away, they were crying. They were crying because they had to go, and they really enjoyed the time in the shop. They got a new things to see. For me, it's just a job. I mean, not just a job, it's my life. But for them, it was a peak into this business. This repair shop is not a money maker, okay? I mean, I'm sure some people can make a lot of money, but you have to be the right time and everything, and the right place. Most of this repair shop you can see on the streets, I'm not saying they're struggling, but they just making enough, bread and butter. But they're not gonna buy a house from this money. We do this because we love it. If you don't love this job, you start doing anything else, really. If so many things you can make more money. I mean, most of my neighbors, except the charity shop, is making more money than us. And but this is what we love to do. All right, guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little bit unusual. If you like it, give us a like, and let me know in the comment. If not, then we just get back to the old school recording, and yeah, see you next time.